So what the heck is subtractive synthesis? Don't deny it, you always wanted to know that, but were too afraid to ask, am I right? Because that's the technique many synthesizers use to create sounds, most often in combination with FM and granular synthesis. But I want to keep this video, like most of my videos, beginner friendly, so let's talk about that in another video. I think you will agree that subtractive synthesis is an interesting concept, to say the least, because it involves creating complex sounds by starting with an harmonically rich waveform and then subtracting frequencies from it. Sounds simple, right? You might already know from my other videos that we use oscillators to generate the initial waveform, like sawtooth, sine, square wave, or, like in this example, a sound from a wavetable. But the moment we pass this waveform through filters, we start subtracting frequencies from the sound. In other words, we remove everything we don't like to create a more controlled and refined sound. A little bit off topic here, but this pretty much reminds me of my mixing mindset. I prefer the same way of thinking when I mix my music. Mixing is like having a rich sound soup where annoying parts need to be quieted or removed to make room for the good stuff. In fact, this principle is known as Subtractive Audio Mixing, and it's basically what equalizers are made for. Well, and many other things, of course. And the opposite of that is additive EQing, where you're more into boosting frequencies than to lower them. Personally, I think a booster mindset doesn't make much sense, but hey, what is your opinion about it? Now that we talked about the basics of subtractive synthesis, let's boost your creativity with some tips. Because only sending a signal through a high-cut filter can't be the end of the story. Experiment with different filter types, and if you have an external master keyboard like I have, try to connect its sliders and knobs with the filter and other parameters of your subtractive synth. This way you can make filter changes on the fly, and that's way more fun and feels more natural than applying it later in the editor. On the other hand, there's nothing wrong with editing, of course. Do whatever works best for you. Most modern software synthesizers even have more than one filter. Send different oscillators through one and the same filter or through different ones. A very common practice is to apply an envelope to the filter. So, for example, if you hit a key, the filter quickly opens up and then goes back into its starting position. Or the other way around, let the filter slowly open when you're holding a note. For that reason, most synthesizers have more than only one envelope, so that you can have separate control over the actual key response and the filter response. There's always more to cover, I know, but I hope you have a better understanding of subtractive synthesis now. Also, don't forget about that subtractive mindset we've talked about. It's an interesting concept when it comes to other things in music production too. Let me know what you think. I'm really looking forward to read your comments. So give this video a thumbs up. That's the easiest way to support me and also help to build a strong backbone for this channel by subscribing. Thank you very much. My name is Markus. You've been watching The Ground Noise and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.